Michael Gann. This is my speech on Martin Luther King Jr. This is my audience. Imagine a world where the voice of equality and justice is stifled. And then think of the one of America's most iconic voices for justice. This man was Martin Luther King Jr. According to Obama White House archives, while in office, Barack Obama spoke to the people of Africa while giving a speech in the Oval Office, and to reflect on Martin Luther King's philosophies, saying, "Stifled voices can fuel instability and disorder, while I believe that we are marching toward ideals of equality and justice." Today we explored the profound impact of Martin Luther King's activism, his leadership in the church, and his legacy that will carry on for generations. I will highlight his education journey, his fight for nonviolence, and his leadership credibility. Today I will speak to you about a great man, a man that I admire, of his courage and integrity. And I hope that this today will honor his legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to discuss this important figure in history. According to History.com, Dr. Martin Luther King had a profound impact on the movement for civil rights and his credible leadership in the face of adversity. The early life and ministry of Martin Luther King, according to History.com, Martin Luther King was born in a middle-class family. He was not born a sharecropper. That's a misconception. Martin Luther King's father pastored at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. King followed after he sought higher education with fervor, and he attended the Morehouse College and then Koser Seminary, Theological Seminary, and later got his doctorate at Boston University. King's marriage to Coretta Scott King their partnership was rooted in a mutual and shared commitment for social change and civil rights. They had shared ideas, aspirations, and they influenced each other's work on social justice and equality. She participated in speeches, demonstrations, and marches alongside her husband. And she was pivotal in the voice for nonviolent demonstrations. So I've talked to you about the early life and ministry of King. Now I'd like to talk to you about his leadership. His leadership in civil rights movement and his involvement with the NAACP was pivotal. In Atlanta, Georgia, the fight against racial segregation and voter disenfranchisement. And his his commitment to fighting racial segregation was displayed around the time of the Rosa Parks incident, which was the bus boycott. King insisted on nonviolent resistance, and he challenged the right to vote. And this barrier to the civil rights was for the African Americans. This changed the voting right of 1969. King had significant influence on local politics in Atlanta. He pushed for integration of the Atlanta police force, and it changed and brought progressive change to the local government. Now that you know about the role and leadership of King, I'd like to talk to you about his legacy, and we'll continue with his son, Martin Luther King III. His commitment to nonviolence was rooted in his philosophical and religious beliefs. That he imparted this onto his children, and he taught them the principles of Christian love and the teachings of Gandhi, which was unconditional love. This nonviolent philosophy, not only did King teach to his children with words, but he taught that with actions and his nonviolence through words and action. King was assassinated but his family and his followers will continue to carry on his works for generations to come. The Bill of Rights, he pushed for the Bill of Rights for employment to make sure that every able man that could get a job and that would help with the homeless housing problem shortage. King believed that the spent for better for use for domestic issues instead of the money spent on the war in Vietnam. And King's advocacy for civil rights and his ministries at the pulpit was crucial. His legacy will be endured through his son and his family. Martin Luther King Jr. was a formidable voice of change, whose lift reminds us that behind every great leader often stands an equally but steadfast mentor. And so with that, we hope that this quest for equality and justice will continue.